You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio, the new badass studio, joined as always by Randy Engston. What's up, man?
How we doing, brother?
Good. Big week today, or this week. We've got our Utah Iron Circle experience. Pumped for that. Snowmobiling, some badass speakers, Harmon Brothers, Sean Whalen.
Yeah.
And we just got some cool stuff. Oh, we have a magician.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We have a magician.
That's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we got, a full-blown chef, big mansion, snowmobiles. You should check the weather, see if there's snow.
That's a good point. It's going to be raining here as we leave, so I'm wondering if there's moisture. They got hammered recently.
Well, I'm sure there's snow up there.
Yeah. Oh, there will be snow. Just how much
is
snow?
It dumping? Yeah. Got it. Great episode for you guys today. But before we get into this, if you have any interest in what we're talking about here in this episode, we've got a coaching program for you. It's winninggym.com/coaching. Go ahead and opt in. There's a form to fill out, and we'll be able to jump on a call with you. But this episode today, guys, we're going to talk about what it really means, the numbers and the math behind a $30,000 a month gym.
Why $30,000?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Randy. After working with so many gyms, we've realized that is somewhat the line in the sand. When you get to $30,000 a month, I wouldn't say you've made it, but that's a big milestone in this industry. In the personal training gym, large group training facilities, $30K a month, that's established. Mm-hmm. That's established. And we see this kind of, teetering on, the gyms that might need a little extra help, kind of getting to 30,000. And the gyms over 30,000, you're really a better fit for our Iron Circle anyway.
Correct.
But we've established our coaching program to get gyms to 30,000 a month, because there's a lot of things that happen before 30K that you've got to have in place. But once you get past 30K, new things come up.
Different problems, struggles, changes. Yep.
Correct. So we want to just kind of break down, what does it really look like to have a $30,000 a month gym? And so $30,000 a month is $360,000 a year. And I wouldn't say, hey, every month you're at 30, but like on average over the year, 30K. Mm-hmm. And so what does it take to get there? Well, it takes a lot of things to get to that point. One, you have to have a great marketing system. You have to have a consistent marketing. You have to have a great sales system. You have to have a great delivery system. You have to have ascension in this operation. You have to have all that foundational those things, and that's really built to grow, right?
Correct.
Like you're built to grow. When you have these systems in place, you are built to grow. So let's just break down the math when it comes to 30K a month. So in essence, your membership should at least be about 80% of what you're bringing in per month. So 80% of 30K is $24,000 a month. Great. What's the other 20%? Well, the other 20% would kind of live in profit centers or other offerings that you have. So
we've called them base hits in the back, right? These little things that you add to the business once it's established that can raise that average value per client, per transaction, those different things. So.
Correct. So at a membership level, here's the math. So if you had 200 members on an average of $120 a month, that would be $24,000. If you had 150 members at $160 a month, that would be $24,000. If you had 100 members at $240 a month, that would be $24,000. And if you had 50 members in your gym at $480 a month, that would be $24,000. So the goal here is to get to $24,000 in revenue per, at the membership level. And then the other 20% would live in the profit centers, base hits, things like that. So here's a couple of the breakdowns for profit center: supplements, muscle therapy, nutrition coaching, front-end revenue. That needs to be considered, because if you're running a front-end trial, that's a paid trial, there's revenue coming in on that as well. And so breaking it down to get to the $6,000 a month to kind of make that 30K, it would look like this: 40% in supplements, 15% in muscle therapy if you offer it, 30% nutrition coaching, and 15 to 17% in front end trial revenue. So if you had 10 trials per month at $99, it's about $1,000.
Sure.
If you did nutrition coaching, if it was about $1,800 a month. If you had muscle therapy at about $900 to $1,000 a month, and supplements at $2,400 a month, that would equal $6,000. You add it to your membership revenue, which is $24,000, and voila, there we are, $30,000 a month. Yeah,
there's a breakdown on the math and the logistics of how to get there. Now the difference is, just looking at top line or top revenue in the membership options, right? We've got 50 clients at $480. Obviously, serving 50 people, much easier typically than serving 200 clients. But the caveat there, and our buddy John Farkas used a great analogy the other day. He said, would you rather have 4 quarters or 10 nickel or 10 dimes? Both adding up to $1. And it's just a great way of thinking about it because both have pros and cons. You acquire a new client that's paying you $480 a month, big win. You lose one, you feel that. You know what I mean?
Big loss.
Right, big loss.
Yeah.
You can afford to lose a couple of your dimes for every quarter that you have in the business. Now, it's really up to you as a gym owner. I mean, where do you want to draw that line? What services are you going to provide at those levels? We know, running team training, it's probably the way that most of those larger number gyms are going to get those numbers. You could probably have a gym doing 200, 300 members at $120 a month offering, boot camp style classes.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Wash, rinse, repeat type of business there. And then obviously as you scale up, you can change your services. We talk about it all the time. Your Ascension model should have higher priced offering for more proprietary services that deliver a better result. Semi-private, one-on-one. I mean, I love this breakdown. It shows the math. This gives a game plan, and you know exactly how to get into the business. This is it. This is exactly where you should, start the planning, the math, and then retro the business to fit that. That's a game plan right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So a lot of gyms, they just have arbitrary numbers for memberships. They have just arbitrary things that they throw in there and hope for the best. Doing it this way is going to give you a way to plan and work backwards, like you said, to make it not as scary as you think. So a lot of gyms, maybe you're sitting at $10,000, $12,000, $18,000 a month, and you can't imagine almost doubling that. But when you look at it this way, hell, I mean, 100 members at $240 a month, that's the lowest kind of semi-private membership. Yeah. That doesn't seem too difficult. 200 members at $120 a month, that doesn't seem too difficult. I think the hardest one maybe on here might be the 50 at $480.
Yeah,
50
absolutely.
members at $480. You have to find 50 people, that are willing to spend, $6,000 a month with you. I think it's a lot easier to find people that are willing to spend $120 a month, which is $1,440 a year with you. And so it just depends on your model. Now, after years in the business and doing this and stubbing my toes and kind of dealing with clients, I've realized the highest paying members are the easiest to serve.
Yeah.
It just works out that way. It's just an interesting concept.
Sure.
We've pretty much, we're done with our team training option at this point. But the last of the last to leave were paying the least, and they were the biggest ones to cut loose.
Sure.
They just wanted to hold on for dear life and make you feel bad about it. And, we're not good business people because we're letting them go. And it's really, it's the opposite. We're great business people because we're letting you go, specifically you. Specifically.
Yeah.
They just don't see it. And so it's it's just a weird, like I said, the lowest paying people are always the hardest to service. So maybe you listen to this episode and you're like, well, you know what? I would rather deal with less people and higher paying clients, and I don't have to bring in 15, 20 new members a month. I just got to bring in 2 to 3 to replace the 2 to 3 maybe I lose. And at $480, you can offer a high-end service that's maybe unlimited semi-private or maybe unlimited semi-private with some one-on-one in there, and that's a great value.
Or maybe some of the revenue from your additional services, is included in that membership as well. Correct. Or something like that, right? So you can kind of sweeten the deal in a way. But Yeah, I completely agree. I would much rather work with, fewer, deliver a better product, higher level, more attention to each of them. I think that especially in our industry, is going to deliver a greater result to the client, and that's ultimately what we're trying to do. But hell, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being able to run a business where you can get, 50 sweaty people in a room consistently. I mean, one of our favorite places to go when we're in California is the 12. And, the systematic advantage that they have, just because it's the system that's really carrying it. It's not just the business, just the service, but how they deliver it.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that's what I like, is every hour on the hour, right? It's clean, boom, 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 boom. And they're able to do it well.
And they have a private room in the back. It's loud in there. It's crazy. And yes, they're all doing the same things, and they're all doing, it's large group training. But they actually, they charge quite a bit for it.
Yeah, they do.
Which is great. So there's a lot of ways to skin this thing. I would say, from our seat, what we see when talking to gyms, 30K is the line in the sand that makes you, that's either, I hate to say unsuccessful to successful, but just like struggling to thriving. Really,
and that's really what it is. I mean, with our clients that sit with us through the coaching program, most of them go from either I don't know what to work on kind of feeling or situation to just clarity, comfort, the ability to breathe and know you have a game plan. Like it's not, I don't even think it's a success. It's like the comfort of your day to day. Like you have a game plan, you're in the driver's seat, you know where the results are going to come from and where you need to put your time and attention, as opposed to just showing up for work and saying, what do we do today?
And putting fires out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're right. If you don't have a game plan, that's your day. You're scrambling. You're working hard and nothing gets done.
It's all intentionality. I mean, that's like the biggest part about the coaching program, is that we're putting you back in the driver's seat of your business. You know where you need to work on, what you need to work on, the systems. We're going to work on sales process, and we're going to test, and you're going to work through it, and something's going to break, and we're going to, we shine lights on the business to highlight the areas of improvement, and we're gonna find them.
Yep, and we work off of systems, and we work off of formulas. We look at your attrition, we look at your delta. I mean, that's a whole episode for another day, which we talked about. But if you don't know what to look at, if you don't know what to do today, if you're going into your gym listening to this show and you're going into your gym and you don't have a game plan, or if you're not real clear, this coaching program is for you. Whether or not you're at 30K or higher, it doesn't matter. This coaching program is for you. We've worked with gyms that were doing 60 and 70K in our coaching program already before we started working with them. And it's just because they outworked the problem, but that's not a good place to be when you get to that point.
Correct.
So you'd much rather know exactly where to work, where to focus, because it's a funnel, it's a system, it's a path. You're going down a track. Yeah. You got your marketing, you got your sales, you got delivery, and you got clients. Then what's the word I'm looking for? That they're advocates of your business.
Like the promoters.
Promoters all the way through the whole process. I'm reading a great book right now. I think you are as well. Never Lose a Customer Again, and it breaks this down from people investigating your company all the way to being promoters of your company, and all the little things that you have to do and what's expected of you as a gym. If you're just expecting to wow them with your great kettlebell swings, you're thinking about it wrong.
Exactly.
Your clients are looking for a lot more than that. And so hopefully this episode helps you guys. You start looking at your memberships. You start looking at, hey, maybe 80-20 membership to Profit Center, 24K to 6K. You can break that down quite a bit. And again, hopefully that helps you guys. Let us know if you have any questions, or if you're interested in the coaching program, winninggym.com/coaching. Jump on that. Be happy to help you guys. Until next episode, guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.